Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Victor,
And this is Rich,
and there is a
a motorbike.
bloody motorbike going just by a house, and we are drinking this lovely cocoa tea, organic, because we always have organic things, obviously. And today is the 31st of December, which means that the new year is going to be tomorrow. And we have coronavirus.
We are in quarantine, but luckily we have this amazing little balcony that we can sit down, enjoy the sunset, and just chill out for a bit and greet the new year in quarantine.
Exactly. Well, we just wanted to say that this year was not really bad at all. Although, look at us. I mean, we are here. Even though I don't want to be ungrateful, we are alive. Our family is relatively okay, which is the most important at the end of the day. And yeah, so we have a place where to live. We have food. So that is the most important. So we have to be, positive, even when the situation is not really nice at all, like having coronavirus and not being able to be with your relative, like in this case, my mom and my sister.
But we are not going to let that ruin our little celebration.
Exactly.
We will have some cava, we've got some grapes.
Today
and
we
have a nice meal.
Exactly. So today we are going to have our cava, which is champagne. It's just historically cava was not able to be called cava because the French thought that it was just like the copy of the French champagne, and they basically had some sort of legal problems with the name here in Catalonia. And something I find really funny is that in Russia, just recently, I think that this year or last year, I'm not sure, the French tried to do exactly the same. And Russia, my lovely beloved Russia, said, "Excuse me, you cannot say what we have to do, therefore your products are not coming into our country. So champagne is going to be only called champagne if that is something produced in our country. So the French champagne in Russia is not considered to be champagne."
Voila.
I think that, I know it's wrong, but in a way it's good, because what they did with Catalonia, they got it back from Russia. Hey. So don't be messing around with Russia, my darlings. Guys, today, I just wanted to have this little chat with you because I just wanted to say that I'm very grateful that another year has gone by and we are still here. That is the most important once again. And yeah, and we are together because we were not going to be together today, actually.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I was going to
real.
work, but because I tested positive, therefore I wasn't able to fly. And due to this, I have to go to work later. So it means that, well, we're together on the 31st, even though we're not with family,
Exactly.
friends, at least we're here together. And it could have been worse. I could
I
have been
know.
isolating
I
in
know.
one place, you isolating in another place, Or you could have had COVID and not me, or the other way around, and then we would have to have kept our
Yeah,
distance.
because
But we both got it. So.
it's like, for example, when the pandemic started, I remember that we were living at that time in Russia and Richly had to be in quarantine with, not like in quarantine, but he had to basically isolate in the dacha. So if you don't know what a dacha is, it's basically like a country house. That was the historical meaning for those sorts of houses. Although in Russia now, a dacha actually is nothing similar to a country house. It's like a mansion, it's like really big, very like luxurious and something like that. Well, at least the dacha of Richly's boss.
It's a big dacha.
Yeah, that's a big dacha. That's
dacha.
not.
Yeah.
Anyway, summarizing everything, I had to be for 45 days on my own, while Richly had to be with his boss, and like the whole family, and I had to be on my own in a flat in Moscow for 45 days. And at that time, I remember that I had this sensation that even the world was starting to talk to me,
At that time in Russia, you could only go out for, I think, maximum twice a week to do essential things. You could only go something like 100 meters away from your home in order to buy essential items, food
Yeah.
and things. And you were just not allowed to go out at all. If you went by taxi anywhere, you had to have a propusk, which is like a special pass. You weren't allowed to just go out anywhere on your own. It was all completely controlled. Luckily now it's not at that level, but of course with the new Omicron variant, we don't know how the world is going to change.
Exactly. I was not sure if we were going to be telling you about this news, but I suppose that yes, why not?
Yeah.
So in March, we've got a very good, plan for us. We are going to an amazing country where we always wanted to go. I mean, personally, I always wanted to go to that country. And finally, we decided to go. And yeah, so that's the plan for now. And we are going to Brazil. We bought our flights to go to Rio de Janeiro. And so this is the plan for March. So let's see if we can do it.
Let's see, because restrictions change all the time. We really hope that we'll be able to show you this amazing country.
Exactly. I
its
really want to go to
people-
Sao Paulo,
Yeah.
which is the biggest city in South America. So apparently this is like the competitor of Mexico City in the Western Hemisphere. So they are the two biggest metropolis, like in the Western Hemisphere. So basically New York City in comparison to Sao Paulo is like, a village or something like that. I'm not trying to throw shade, I'm just saying a fact, that's a fact.
So stay tuned for Brazil, because
Exactly.
it hopefully will happen.
I really hope that it
Um,
will.
However, there are restrictions in Brazil. You're not allowed to go in, even with a COVID-19 recovery certificate. You are, but you have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
That wouldn't work.
So if you want to go to Brazil currently, you need to get a vaccine. Full course of vaccination. And in our case, it's a quite tricky situation because we got our first 2 jabs this year in Russia. The first one in January and then the second one in February. We got our Sputnik V. Now the problem is that in the European Union this is not accepted, and this is not accepted by the World Health Organization, which means that that's not like technically speaking recognized or legal. In Brazil, they are not, they are like administrating all these jabs, but they are not recognized, which is something that I just don't understand at all. However, because we got a Janssen jab here in Europe, it means that, so now the new rules are that you have to get a booster, but because we got 2 Sputnik, we were not allowed to get the booster because our booster actually was Janssen. Long story. So we don't really know if we are going to be accepted into Brazil because Janssen is just valid for 4 months, I think.
It depends on the country. There are different regulations in different countries regarding vaccines. Our main problem is that because we've already had 3 jabs, to have another one,
it's quite
is a little bit
risky.
risky, and especially now that we've already had COVID, or we have COVID. But if we don't have a booster, we might not be allowed into Brazil because Janssen
Exactly.
might be valid for less time than in other countries. In Switzerland, Janssen is valid for a year, but in France it's valid for a few months. So anyway, we will see what we have to do.
So basically, if we really want to go to Brazil, we'll have to get another vaccine by February.
Yeah.
So it can be a month prior to going to Brazil. So that's going to be quite difficult, but we are going to, take the risk, and we're going to do it because we are not going to stay here. We definitely
not.
need to go to Brazil. I like that country a lot.
Yeah.
And so for the time being, the nearest we are going to be doing soon. So Richley on the 12th, he's going back to Geneva. That's the plan. He's going back to work. So as for me, I'm going to be traveling to Turkey, Istanbul, on the 13th, and I'm going to be there for 5 days, I think. And then I'm going to be, flying back, and then we are going to fly back to Istanbul because Rachel is going to be doing something there very soon, so we cannot tell you now, but that is going to be a procedure. And yeah, so this is everything that we have planned so far. And the most important news that we've got for all of you is that we are going back to Russia in March.
Yeah, we decided to go back to Russia because it's a country that's always been in our hearts, and even though Geneva is a very
Amazing.
nice
I like it.
city, and I've got no real critiques of it, Moscow has always been our love.
Yes, I mean, no offense, but Geneva is amazing. The problem there, I mean, from my point of view, I would never be able to compare Geneva and Moscow, because Geneva, yes, I know it's very expensive, it's very top notch and all stuff. However, in Moscow you can do more things. Geneva can get a little bit boring, like after a week, I would say. So you don't really know what to do. In Moscow, oh my goodness, there is an endless list of things that you can do there. I mean, I could start right now writing a list of things that you can do in Moscow, and I wouldn't even finish today. I mean, I will be finishing tomorrow. In Geneva, unfortunately, it's not like that. It's quite boring. So that city is not for me. I know that it sounds horrible, but it's not for us, I think.
And in another video, we'll be talking about things that we miss about Russia.
Exactly.
And what you have to know before going to Russia in order to fall in love with it in the same way that we did.
Yes, I really miss Russia. I have not been in that country since July, I think. May.
Yeah,
May.
End of May.
Oh my goodness. Imagine. Wow. I really cannot wait to go to Russia. I really tell you. Do you know what? I have to say that in Russia, I felt my happiest that I've ever been. I don't know why, but Russian people really open to, their arms, and for us, this country, I can really feel the warmth of from the Russian people, it's really nice. And whenever you say that, I mean, I'm from Spain, I'm from England, it's like, wow, for them, they really appreciate you coming to the country. At least this is my experience, this is our experience. I'm not going to be talking for everyone, but from my point of view, Russians are just amazing. Once again, I'm not talking for the whole entire Russian population. Of course, there are nasty people, like in any other country. But if we speak on the average, I would say that they are the nicest people I've met.
Definitely.
The nicest. Even here in Spain, people can be a little bit nasty. I'm sorry, that's my experience. I'm from Spain, so I'm telling you the truth. People can be really nasty here. As in England, the same. But in Russia, I don't know, I just feel that we are more respected than here. Somehow, I know that it sounds crazy, but it's just like that.
There are many things that we will address in our next video.
Exactly.
What we miss about Russia. So do stay tuned and get ready for all of our interesting gems of information that we have for you about Russia.
Exactly. So guys, I would like to say thank you very much for being with us, having this little chat on the last day of the year. I just would like to say that I really thank every single person that has had the beautiful gesture of subscribing to the channel, because that really helps. I know that it is a very little channel, very young, but I know that with time it's going to grow and it's going to be rather successful in the future.
Exactly.
That's the plan. Even though if you haven't subscribed, please do it. Don't forget to do it. Thank you very much for watching this video once again. And do you have to say anything else? I wish you all a very beautiful 2022.
Happy New Year. All the best. May all your dreams and wishes become true. And stay safe.
Stay safe. But the most important thing that I wish you all is health.
Yeah.
Everything is going to come, next. But the most important is health. For you and for every single member of your family.
Thank you.
Until next year.
Happy New Year.